Welcome to the Bambushi Happy Hour. Let's talk Big Brother season 27. Today is July 29th, and it is what day is it? Day 22 in the Big Brother house. Now, before we get started, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment to this video. Do that down below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like I said, and like it. All right, so where are we? So right now, if you guys have been paying attention to any of the videos that I posted, you know that the head of household is Lauren for week 3. Lauren had to make some tough decisions. It was very tough for her for whatever reason to decide who she wanted to nominate for this week. Keanu, of course, and then Kelly. And Kelly, volunteered. She wasn't really even, at top of Lauren's mind, but there's Kelly for you. She wanted to volunteer. So she is the second nominee. Now, who would the third nominee be? Will. Yep, Will is going on the block, and he was unhappy about it again because I understand why he was unhappy about it, but why did they put Will on the block again? Not a big threat, but she wanted to play it safe. So those are our 3 nominees. Of course, Mr. Keanu, big mouth, bad takes, bad reads. He won Power of Veto. We don't know what the competition was. We'll see that on Wednesday's veto to see what it was that he was so good at and won the Power of Veto. So that means that Lauren, who is Miss Indecisive, had to decide, oh gosh, I'm going to have to nominate someone. She was always saying that Ashley would be her 4th nominee. But who would be the other person that she would decide between Ashley? It would be Ashley or Adrian. That's right, Adrian. Now, Adrian is on the side of her house, or who we would think would be in her house, because she is closely aligned with, no, not just Catherine, because we barely saw Catherine when she was deciding on who she would make her nominees. It was Vince. That's right. Vince, who has a final 2 with everyone, apparently is her number 1. But Vince, for being able to play such a really decent social game, was not able to act out on any of his real decisions, what he really wanted for his best interest, because he was so busy concerned with chattering that he was hearing, where people were saying that he was running Lauren's HOH, and he wasn't really running it. He just happened to be in her room all the time, and he never really said, look, I need you to put Ashley up. It's best for your game. It's best for our alliance. Actually, we don't have an alliance, but we should have an alliance. Why don't we have an alliance? Vince never did that. Zach wasn't much better either, but Zach actually was not Lauren's 101. And I know everybody was talking about a showmance. I don't know if there's going to be a showmance. I don't think that Lauren is really into Zach. She said that she wasn't. You never know these shows. You don't. Now, nominating Ashley doesn't really make sense for Lauren's game. I really don't. I mean, does make sense. My bad. Does make sense for Lauren's game. But nominating Adrian, like I said, no sense. So she had to make the decision. She didn't know. But Ashley, Mickey, Morgan, Rachel, Jimmy were doing their thing, going in there, discouraging Miss Lauren from making the decision to nominate Ashley. While the guys were all, oh, well, if you do it, yeah, they might be mad. But, I think maybe you should do it, but I don't know, because I see what you're saying. It could be a problem if you nominate Ashley. The only person who really stood on business, well, Adrian kind of stood on business, but his reasoning was kind of confusing to Lauren, and it made it seem like, oh, there could be fractures within that other side of the house. And Lauren, if she was thinking strategically, might say, oh, well, maybe there is a place for me to step in. But Keanu was the person who was like on board with, let's put up Ashley, and you can blame it on me, and I will take full control of this nomination. And I think that kind of made Lauren kind of take a step back. So it's time for the Renom ceremony, and guess who goes up? Adrian. not Ashley. It would have made perfect sense for Ashley to go up, but either Lauren was really scared, and I didn't really like that she kept saying that she was scared, because what is she scared of? Like, this is Big Brother. Nobody's going to actually hurt you, physically at least. Your feelings may get hurt, but it is a game. I don't know. Look, Lauren is young, and I'm going to give her that. But come on, let's see how this all works out. The guys, of course, were furious, in particular Vince. Vince was spiraling. The next day, he was really, putting in work, and everybody is starting to realize that Vince is kind of shady, that he's playing both sides and they're not trusting him. Not only is Rachel putting that out, now Rachel told Ava, and Rachel and Ava have a final two. And so Ava's looking at Vince sketchy, and Ava kind of liked Vince before. Of course, she's putting that into Mickey's head, and she's putting it into Keanu, but Keanu just doesn't believe Rachel. And why doesn't he believe Rachel? Because he doesn't really believe what women say. He just thinks that women pretty much just don't really know what they're talking about. Like, he knows everything. He's the best player in Big Brother right now. He's running the show, and poor Rachel, she just doesn't really know what's going on in the game. And she's just floating somewhere and has no one. Okay. Okay, Keanu. Keanu has to be one of the least self-aware players I've seen. And also just completely just seems like he's in another world. Now, what is it? A broke clock is right twice a day, and sometimes occasionally he'll see things the way they really are, but that's after like 10 out of 100. So Keanu is just a dangerous player, but he's entertaining. But he's always going against the opposite of whatever I want. So I can't root for him, although it's entertaining to see him in the house. Now, so how are things looking right now? There's just a couple of things that are going on that we have to try to figure out. Zach, this really hurt Zach, but Zach is going to have to regroup and figure things out. I know that him and Morgan and Vince have this final three together, but we don't know if that's real in their eyes. I don't think it's as real as Morgan would like for it to be. But Zach did give Morgan some information about knowing that he really feels that Mickey has the power. And Morgan did relay this information to Mickey, but she did not tell Mickey that she's been hearing that Adrian has been spreading stuff about Morgan, Vince, and Zach. But to me, it doesn't necessarily help her game unless she kind of spin Morgan's game, unless she spends it. Now, I will give you my ratings tomorrow to let you know my tier rankings, to let you know how I'm seeing the house, who I think is playing the best, who I think is playing the worst. What are your thoughts about these nominations? I mean, do you think that they should have nominated? Do you think that Lauren should have nominated Adrian? Of course not. But who do you think she should have nominated instead of Adrian? Was it Ashley, or was there someone else that we really aren't seeing? Now, it was an exciting overnight, but I just feel like Lauren is playing so timid, and I really just don't find that exciting. Maybe she can turn it around. I don't know. But anyway, let me know in the comments, did Lauren make the right choice? If not, tell me who you think is playing too hard and who you think is playing smart. Tell me who you think is just not playing enough. That's it for today's update. Catch me tomorrow when we go over week 3 tier power rankings for Big Brother season 27. Until then, bye.